Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Great Couch. I'm
Mhm.
Stanley, and this is
Otito,
and we have some,
special guest.
I was going to say distinguished, but okay, special also works. I'll let you take the floor for that.
Okay, so these are our long-time friends, long time. Kemi and Sunmolu, we know them as, but officially, right, Dr. Kemi Shoyinka, pharmacist, and Dr. Sunmolu Shoyinka, physician extraordinary. Are you a physician? Do we call you physician or we call you psychiatrist? I don't even know which one.
Chief Medical Director.
All of them.
Chief Medical Director. Okay, so yep, thank you for honoring our invitation. Welcome. I feel like this is going to be so exciting, but let it not be because we know you all, right? Then we kind of now sink into the excitement and forget that we have people listening to us. But thank you. This is going to also be our Father's Day special, right? Because I feel like you people have, so much wisdom to share with us, right? So tell us in your own words a little bit about yourself and how long you've been married for the listeners.
Go first. Well, I am a psychiatrist, and my name is Sunmolu Shoyinka, and thank you for having us on this show. It's very honored to be here with you both. I think what you're doing is incredible. I am a physician, psychiatrist by training, triple board certified, and serve in my day job as a chief medical officer for the city of Philadelphia's public mental health system. And Kemi?
I am a pharmacist by training. So practicing right now as a clinical pharmacist. We've been married for almost 20 years. Come February 2023, we'll be married.
Whoa.
Yes, we got married in Ibadan. We met in Ibadan, and we are currently living in Greater Philadelphia area.
Amen.
So almost 20 years married. How long have you known each other?
Wow. That is well, we met actually in our I was in third year of
Yes,
medical
I think
school.
that was 1993 or 94. No, 94. I think 94.
Okay.
94.
That was the time we met.
Okay.
We were not dating or anything. We're just friends because we had a lot of mutual friends. So nothing happened until we finished from college.
Yeah, that's when the lightning bolt struck.
So Kemi, don't give away our ages. But Kemi used to be my roommate, right? Up there, up on the bunk bed. And according to her, she said I was always sleeping. I don't remember now, but apparently.
No, I mean, what I meant was you had a good sleep hygiene.
Sleep hygiene, okay. I still have it. Sleep is important. I think Dr. Sunmolu tell you that sleep is important for mental health. I like sleeping.
It is crucial for mental health.
Aha, okay.
And just a short backstory. During the dating days, Kemi had my back among the, still has my back. So we'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so now we have 4 areas for you. I feel like all the areas, on the Great Couch, you can touch on all of them. So we'll have, questions on all the 4 areas. One question might bleed into the other, but that's kind of how we have it, because I feel like now that we have you, right, let's just get the most that we can. The most that we can from both of you. So the first question always has to do with communication, because for us, right, communication is like the base layer of what we call the 4 C's. So in terms of communication, right, you just told us you've been married for close to 20 years. So now you have 1 more year to get on the seasoned side of the couch, right? Because that starts from 20 years. So my question for you is, tell us about the communication practices that have worked to keep your marriage young and fresh. And do you think you've been able to keep up and communicate in each other's love languages over the years?
I think that's an excellent question. I will answer the second question
Okay.
first
Okay.
about love languages. I will say that from my perspective, it took a while to figure out what Kemi's love language is, and it's acts of service. And I should add, it's prompt acts of service. It has to be done, right away. If it's not done right away, it doesn't send the same message. And I think I've had to learn, and I'm still growing in this, to be intentional over the years, because it's very easy to just kind of slip back into my own love languages, which is words of affirmation and physical touch. And I find myself uh actually not infrequently having to remind myself, you know, I want to give Kemi a hug and tell her I love her and tell her how beautiful she is, which all of those things are true. But for her, I take the trash out, take the car to get the oil, oil changed, do something in the house. That is, and I can tell the difference in the reaction, right? So it's a work in progress. What do you think?
So yeah, yeah, Sunmolu is accurate. So well, we are all work in progress.
Yeah.
Nobody knows it all, and I'm beginning to learn that people change. I don't know how accurate is 10 years. They said every 10 years, your value, or I mean, your core value stays the same.
Yeah.
But there's some things that change about
Mhm.
your, what you like or what you don't like, not what you need. So, for Sumolu, it's always been, words of affirmation. He's very romantic. He likes all, cards and all that. I don't mind, but like you said, mine is more of the service
What have you done for me lately?
kind of thing. So we learn. So whenever we sleep, we try to catch up. I think when it comes to communication, what has helped us over the years is to be open,
Mhm.
about it. Not to point accusing fingers. I mean, I learned a long time ago not to say I told you so.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that kind of thing. So but he knows when I'm saying something that in the underlining meaning is I told you so, but those words won't come out of my mouth. You
And
understand?
she's right. She's 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 almost, I would say, 90% of the time she's right.
So I
So
wouldn't
I've
say
learned
that.
to listen.
So we learn to, I value Sumolu when it comes to professional setting. I value Sumolu's opinion. I value his input. When it comes to day-to-day activity of the home, running things and life and stuff, we kind of exchange ideas because we see life differently. So I've come to value his own perspective, which is kind of different from mine, and then to value mine. Not that one is superior over the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think over the years, what has happened is, you know, I think the idea of listening first
Mhm.
and really listening, it's not listening, to, okay, I heard you and I'm going to move on to do my own thing. It's listening to hear not just the words, but what's behind the words,
Mhm.
right? It's what is the emotion behind the words, and sometimes what is not being said
Yeah.
is just as important as what's being said.
Mhm.
And I think we're finding, I should say, that the longer you stay married, the more you understand the person, and you understand, okay, you know what, um, this is not the time to say that thing that's on the tip of your tongue to say.
Mhm.
I'll say one other thing, and I think this is actually really helpful in the crush of everyday life. We're running, right? We're busy. We've got kids. We've got, we're both professionals. You can slip up. It's
Mhm.
very easy. You can say the wrong thing. So you can not hear, which is maybe my problem. She's trying to say something and I'm not hearing her. I find that we found, I should say, that it's important to actually create me time, like
Mhm.
our time, where we periodically, actually more or less on schedule, go away to just, reconnect. And
Yep.
interestingly, the communication improves or sort of gets reset,
Mhm.
as a result of that. but it's a work in progress. There's
Yep.
no end to it.
Yeah.
There's no end to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Why are you looking at me? I'm
Next
looking.
question.
I'm looking at them. You're looking at me. I'm not
Next
saying. I'm not saying
question.
anything. All right.
Okay.
Next question. We're
Going
moving
into
to
coins.
coins, finances. The second on our 4 C's, but issues. At least that has been moment of vulnerability. That has been, I guess, the hurdle that we still need to work out. So we're listening with apt attention now. So tell us in candid terms, how much of a role finances play in the conflicts that you guys experience, marital conflicts? How much of it really has to do with finances, if any at all? And then some might say that finances should not be a problem. You know, some might say, oh, if you love the person, you know, she's not about money. Do you think it's true? I can already see responses. And then what are the myths around money and finances for high earners? You know, let me start out there.
Let's start with that last comment, that last question. You know, there's a verse in, I think it's Ecclesiastes. I think it's Ecclesiastes 5 or 4. It says, the more money you have, the more the more people or the more things come to consume it.
Yep.
And that is very true. You find out that and I'll give you, and sometimes it's not just you want to spend more, it's just that responsibilities increase. So we are, yes, thank God, high earners, but the demands on our finances have, I would say, matched what we bring in. Right now we have a child that's about to go to college. That's pretty expensive, even though we've been putting money away for years for that. So I don't know that there's an arrival point, with regard to finances either. From my perspective, we actually have not fought over money. We've had discussions about money.
And
We've had and
disagreements.
disagreements. And we handle money very, very differently. Kemi is much more conservative than I am, in some respects. So we have different styles, but as far as knockdown, drag out, where I'm going to walk out, never happened. I would say part of that, I think, is it's from the very beginning. I think we've made it clear that whatever we have in common. There's never been, this is mine, this is yours. It's there. We use it. There are resources that we have in common. We've always had a joint bank account. We've always taken our expenses out of our joint bank account. I've never kept a separate account financially from Kemi. We have separate accounts for savings and things like that, but not, this is my money, that's your money. That's never been the case.
Okay. So, okay, Kemi's like, yep. I think I would segue with that question in the sense that, I think what we found is that this kind of stems from values, right? And the idea is that it's not that any one style is wrong, right? People keeping different accounts or joints, but because this is not that conversation about keep this or keep that. I think it stems from, like you said, the intentions, right? The thoughts behind it to say, this is what we've agreed on, and this is, what we're going to do. And if there are any things that come up, right, you have discussions. You have discussions. But I like what you said, because you don't hear that often, a lot in money conversations. And this conservative idea, even though the word conservative has been misused. But people say spender, saver, like, making it seem like very dichotomous, right? But when you say conservative, I think it stems back to value. So Kemi, tell us what that conservative looks like, right? And how that kind of aligns with maybe Sunmolu's style.
When it comes, conservative means I'd rather not spend money I don't have. I'd rather not, I'd rather wait, instead of, spending it now. Sunmolu's idea is let's just spend it now because we might not have the chance to get that item later. So yes, sometimes that's where conservativeness comes into play. And I tend to like, okay, I'd rather not splurge on that trip. It can wait. And my husband can be like, it is not a luxury, it is a necessity. So sometimes we see luxury and necessity differently.
I